Here are my borders. My border strips. My hoop. All right, hang on. Let me get this up on my computer. That's my battery. Ooh, it's bad. Okay, hang on. Whoop. All righty. So I'm going to do the inner borders first. So inner borders are going to be first. I'm going to be using the orange fabric. These are all of my pre-cut 1-inch, excuse me, 1-inch batting strips. And I don't even care if there's like some of them are just in pieces. I'll just abut them. I'll just like make sure they abut, and then we'll go ahead and use those. We are back, and I'm going to go ahead and hoop up some muslin, and we will get started. The first grouping, you want to make sure that, actually, you don't even need to make sure of that because we will trim in between. I'm just finding that to be the easiest way. I've done the borders probably like 800 million different ways, and I think trimming with your trimmer by George in between is the easiest way. I've tried to rehoop in the hoop. I've tried to use the camera and projector. I've just done everything, and that's just the easiest. So let's go with the easiest. Got my 10 needle going. It's got 41 minutes of stitching that it's going to do before, you know what it's going to stop on? I think I didn't check my bobbin thread. Patrick came up and over the hill, and he said the fire looks really bad. So worried about everyone. I think we've got several fires around Reno right now. All right, I'm hooped and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and slide this on my machine. I was going to clean up in between, but I literally just went upstairs, sat down, ate, talked to Patrick, the love of my life. All right, I'm going to say okay to this. Hit the home button, which will clear my screen. Let's get rid of all these threads. Get them out of here. This one too. Gone. I'm going to go to embroidery. What I'm using. And I will add this to the spreadsheet, and I'll update the spreadsheet. But I'm using, these are the instructions from Let It Snow. And so for the inner borders, 2 hoopings with 4 at a time. You're going to load the 1.5 inch design by 11.74. I'll have to look at this one and see if it's the same size. And then your fabric. Here it says you can fit all 4 strips in one 7x12 or 8x12 hooping. That's what I'm using, my 7x12. Depending on which hoop you use, cut your fabric and batting 8x20 inches. I am using strips of batting, but you could put your batting all the way down. Just make sure it's not too thick and lofty, and then you can just sew it into the seams. It's really not a big deal. I just went ahead and cut mine 9 inches by 20 inches, so I have plenty. So we're going to start just by loading our design. And I watched the video again. I was like, how did I do this? Because literally I've done it so many different ways. Hello, everyone. Do you use muslin stabilizer for everything? I use muslin for like all the bench pillows, all the quilts. If it asks me for specific like poly mesh, I might use it. But anytime there's going to be batting, and then background fabric with SF101. Then I'll use muslin because it is good enough as a base. The fabric and the batting will provide the stabilization. The SF101 and the batting will make it so, you know, that's all you need. But you get stuff like this, like there'll be like a little pulling and, you know, but it's enough. Like these all stitch out so beautifully. And they press out so much better than the SF101. Cream soda! Sounds good. All right, let's go in here. We are looking for, you know what I'm going to do too? Let's clean out our design database. So I'm going to hit this button, and that's going to allow me to select stuff to get rid of. I did mistletoe. I'm going to get rid of all of that. Let's get rid of all of these. Don't need them. I'm going to put them in the trash can. Okay to delete? Yes. What else is in there? Oh, that's going to be for stitch an hour. This is all stuff. I still haven't done this. It's the barn from Homestead. I want to do all of those. I love freestanding stuff. Okay. What we're looking for is we're looking for this little skinny diamond design, and you want the one that's 11, almost 12 inches. Oh, you know why? I was waiting for it to pop up with the size, but I'm still in delete mode. I don't want to delete, so I have to deselect this once I'm done deleting, and now I can select the design. Too big. 13.46. Too big. Oh, nice. Renata, I don't even want to know what amazing food you're making. Okay, we're using this one. So it's 11.22 by 1.5. That's the design we're using. I'm going to go ahead and set it. I loaded my hoop here. Don't move this with your finger. You want everything to be lined up. So you're going to just use your move arrows. Finger for general, move arrows for precision. I'm just going to scoot it all the way to the left. Okay, we are going to add. Oh, actually, don't add because that's going to take more time. You're just going to make a copy. That button. Just make a copy. Don't move it with your finger. You might move the one behind it too. Go to your move arrows. Hit the center button. And then we're going to scoot it to the left. Okay? You're going to add another one. Make a copy. Move arrows. Center. Scoot to the right. And then we're going to zoom in, and then we'll do our regular, we'll check the placement. Make one more. Move arrows. Center, and move to the right. And we're going to use this for both hoopings, even though we don't need, that's going to be, let's call it 23 inches. We don't need that much. I think we need 16.5 and 18.5. Is that right? All right, now let's zoom in. I'm not looking at your comments. I ate rice. And then I made this, Kai and I had made dinner together the other night, so I ate leftovers. I actually love leftovers. Let me make sure I'm not missing any questions. Oh, it didn't pop up that I was up? For some reason, I turned on, daughter got... All right, let's zoom in and make sure everything's spaced evenly. So we're going to go up here. Let's go to 200%. And so I'm going to take this one. You can touch it just to select it. Let's move that one over a little bit. How's that? Now, these look closer. What do you think? Is that good? I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 dots in between there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Ooh, that one's too close. So let's take this, move it 1. That is 1, 2. I think that looks pretty even. Don't you think? That looks pretty darn good. I think we're good. You need like 1/8 inch across. And so I think we can get all of that. I think we can fit that in. So there you go. And you're going to use this for both of your hoopings. That's going to keep everything in line. Let's say, okay. Let's go embroidery. And I'm like, should I nudge it up? We'll just leave it the way it is. All right. That looks evenly spaced. We're going to go layout. We're going to color group. Right now it's repeating 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We're going to hit this button. And now it's going to do all the placement and then all the tack downs and then all the quilting all at once. So we're going to do step 1 and 3 before we lay anything down. Let's go to this button here where we go forward and backward stitches and stitch away. Yes, I am stitching out, actually, for some reason, I'm stitching nothing. I can't hear it. I should be stitching out stuff. It ran out of bobbin thread. I was like, that's too quiet in there. I'm getting my spray box this time. Normally I use my spray tent, but when I'm doing strips, I use my spray box. Oh, is that knee giving you grief? All right, let's get your strips, and I'm just using the 1-inchers. And I don't care if they're not the right length. I'm just going to spray and a butt. We're going to lay this down after we do the placement line for the fabric. Oh, you know what? We don't have to do step 3. Do we? Yeah, we don't have to do step 3. We're just going to lay this down. And then I'm going to just skip, because my fabric's big enough, I'm just going to cover the whole thing. And then we will do step 4, which is going to be the tack down. You need to do step 3 if you cut your top fabric in strips. I did not cut it in strips. So I'm going to just lay these little tender morsels down. Oh, I better get, let's see, is this one long enough? Oh, he is. All right. Use up all your, see, this is why I hoard. Because I can use my 1-inch strips. So I am going to lay these down. Feeling for the icky side. Spray. And then we're going to skip some steps. Here we go. Here we go. Trying to get you your best view. Don't worry if it's too long. We're going to flip it back anyways. Don't worry if you have dark threads. We're putting down a dark orange. So you're not going to see them. And you're going right inside that stitch line. If you cut your inner border to strips, then you want to do step 1 and 3 and then put your fabric down. Don't put this down until you do step 3. I am skipping. I'm going to go straight to step number 4, where it's going to do the tack down. Tack down is important because you're going to trim to that line. I know these aren't even perfect, but guess who's not going to know? Nobody's going to know. You're not going to know. You're going to have no idea because it's going to be covered over, sewn in. It's going to look so good. All right, here we go. We'll do this side. I'm going to spray this, and then I'm going to lay this down all in one piece. Just makes it easier. Don't spray the whole thing. Just about 12 inches. And don't drop all your stuff on the ground like I just did. All right. Go a little bit above here. I'm going to go like half an inch above. Not including my selvage. Yeah, all you need is, you just need like, 8 inches. Mine's like way too big, but that's okay. Better bigger than not big enough. Make sure these stay down. Lay this down. All right. Now we're going to come on over here. I'm going to skip both of these. The next gold and the blue, we're going to go to the tack down. I'm just going to touch inside the blue, and I'm going to push to the next, until it shows me the gold. There's the gold, and then we're doing the quilting stitch. That's it. Easy peasy, right? And I have a color in here that we can see. It doesn't matter what color. This is going to be, you're going to trim 1/8 of an inch outside of this line. Where's my pokey tool? And what color are we using for our quilting stitch? Dropped everything on the floor. Hello? Am I doing the wrong stitch? Guess what? It looks like I loaded the wrong stitch. I don't even know where I got these diamonds. We should be loading this. The little stripes. Alrighty. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I thought I was doing... Yeah, they're like little stripes. Well, I'm just going to commit to this part. Where did that, where'd this diamond design come from? Where did I get this? It's got to be from Autumn Acres, huh? Okay, so I can do one of two things. I can just commit and just keep using it. You're right, that is Autumn Acres. Or, I mean, I can do my spacing pretty well that it'll fit there. And what do you think? I'm gonna start over. Sorry! And I'll just do the quilting stitch. Okay, let's go to my pocket. Let's see if he's even in here. Did I even load it? No! Okay, time for a design database lesson. Let me grab my computer. This is how to make lemonade from lemons. Can you load the correct design? Yes, that's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the quilting. That's why I just kept going with the tack down. And I'll just put the quilting design in. So, here we are. This is what I see. Watching you guys. And I'm going to go here. Sorry, let me get that settled. Down here on the bottom, I have a quick icon. And, uh-oh. Let me plug this back in. And let me put my key in without you guys seeing. Let's come over here. And I'm looking for my Kimberbell sample design folder. And I'm going to One Amazing Autumn. And then I need my quilt bundle. This is Autumn 4 1-inch. Autumn 4. Autumn 4, Autumn 4. Quilt. Floral 22. Wait, here we go. One Amazing Autumn. One Amazing Autumn quilt bundle. Border. Here it is. Embroidery files. PES. And there they are. I'm going to put all of them. So all the 1 inches. And then I'm going to put in all of the 2-inch ones too. So let me just make sure. Those are 2. Those are 3. And you guys know you can hold your shift key down and select all of those. I've got to select the machine before you send it over. My baby's my 10 needle. I'm sending this to Evie. And then just hit send to machine. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. It wouldn't be a sew along with Jeannie if it was perfect. This is where you go when you want to learn how to problem solve, right? That's what we do so well here on the A1 sew-alongs. Let me get you guys back up on my screen. All right, put you back over here so I can see you. And I'm going to come here to the pocket. I'm going to get the railroad tracks. 11.13. Width is going to be the same. Go ahead and set that. And now we're going to just move them over. Edit, move, scoot them over. And I'm not worried if it's off like a millimeter or two one direction or the other. Okay, make a copy. Move, center. Okay, make a copy, move, center. Okay, make a copy, move, center. Okay, let's zoom in, work on our spacing a little bit. 200%. Whoops. Undo. How come you didn't undo? All right. 100% center to the right. Okay, here we go. Oh, these are 1.5, so I think they're pretty much going to be just where I want them to be. So I'm not too worried about that. I think that looks pretty good. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, and almost 4. 1, 2, 3, and almost 4, and 1, 2, 3, and almost 4. That looks good to me. I think that looks pretty good. We're just going to go embroidery. And now I'm going to go layout, color group, and I'm going to skip the first steps and I'm going to go straight to the quilting. So let's go here. I'm going to touch in the yellow. It's still yellow. I want to be green. And there we go. And let's go ahead. We're just going to do the stitching. If it's off a little bit, I'm totally fine with that. It'll be in line with the stitching for the next one. So let's just go ahead and stitch. What color are we stitching? This is going to be, oh, we're just doing it in burnt orange. Burnt orange. Oh, Trish, I'm so sorry. It's hard to think about anything when you're in pain, right? That kind of supersedes everything. All right, here we go. And I'll just focus on the next one being totally lined up with this. Yeah, it looks perfect. It's going right from edge to edge. All right, let it stitch. Yes, I could have used the camera or the projector, but I know I'd space these out pretty evenly, and if it was over the edge, 1/8 of an inch there, 1/8 of an inch there, on the other side, I was going to be okay with it. When we go to trim this, we'll trim 1/8 of an inch past each one of these tack down lines. Very cute. I can't wait to stitch the pumpkins. Look how cute those are. Pick of the patch. What else does it say? It says, they say all pick of the patch. Pick of the patch. And it would have been fine too if I just stitched out those little X's from Automakers. What's going on here? My screen's not updating. There we go. Okay. Better. I have no chat box. Woo! It's doing some crazy stuff. Oh, that's gonna be so cute. Yes! That's so much cuter. I didn't even think of that. Because it wants you to use what? Camel? H? Anytime I can use variegated, I use variegated. Variegated's just the best. That might take too much thinking, though. I'm going to have to go look for something. Oh my God, guys. I could not get this to... Let me get out of here. Go back out. Go back into live. It's showing me everything but what we're doing. Okay. Good. I love variegated too. Let me get see what I have. Should I go rogue? I mean, I have these great colors, right? Because it's calling for a camel. So boring. This could be a good one. That's like, okay, here's my camel. So it's just got a little bit of spice. Oh, look at that. Oh, that would be gorgeous. What is this? Harmony? Variegated cotton. So I'd want to slow it down a little bit, right? What about this? Okay, I'm going to think about it. Glow in the dark? Wow. Dee Dee, are you moving? Ooh, I think the fires here are bad. Patrick came over the mountain and was like, oh. Okay, here we go. Let's take this off. What you are going to do. Oh, I think my babies are home. Gonna get your trimmer by George. When you're using your trimmer by George, get your 60 millimeter. Hope your angle's okay over there. I know it's not great. You're gonna fold with your embroidery right side up. You're gonna flip back the fabric as well as the batting. Take your trimmer by George. Just kind of pull it back a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Pull it back, and then you're going to trim. Don't be too aggressive. I pulled this back so aggressively and then gone to trim, and then cut into something behind it. I'm going to turn so it's angled towards me. And the trimmer by George is actually, it's like, this is exaggerated, but it's sloped a little bit like that. Just lean your cutter into it and cut that off, okay? And this is what you're gonna get. Gonna look like that, and nothing is gonna be cut. And then we're gonna go ahead and rehoop. Rehoop, rehoop, rehoop. Now, if you stitch the whole thing, it's really gonna be like 24 inches, right? Or like 23 inches, so you don't have to go down all that way. We can skip. We can skip steps. I'm gonna do all of the placement line. All right, this little thing, I'm going to just leave that. You have the design already loaded. Just say okay here. We're going to go ahead and rehoop. How are we? You guys all good? All right. We're already color grouped. We're just going to say yes. And it is going to do the placement for the batting. We're going to line up with that, and then I might have to add some more. Because look at, my batting pieces aren't, I have one that's long enough. All the other ones are definitely way too short. I think what we're going to need, we need, you're going to need 2 that are 16.5 and 2 that are 18.5. So we did, let's just call it 11. So we need 5.5, 2 5.5 more, and then 2 7.5 more. But go a little bit longer. It's better to have them be a little bit longer than not long enough. Why do you have to slow your machine down with the magnetic hoop on the Avenir? It forces you. And I go, I don't know why you have to. Maybe they think it's going to be safer. So that is something the machine does automatically. When it senses that you have the magnetic hoop on, I think it slows this one down to 900 and the smaller one down to 800, I think. So that's something the engineers designed. Woo, bobbin's thread's running out. Let me just get a new bobbin. I'm going to go ahead and cut. Always cut your thread. Yours says, mine says 4. No. You don't want them to be all 16.5. Because when you sew them together, it's going to make it wider, right? So your book should say the same thing as my book says. Right here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yes, I see what you're saying. So, I'm so glad you said that, Cindy. I forgot about this. You have the sashing that goes in between here. I've got to do 2 more of those then. I'll see if I can squeeze them in my other hooping. Thank you. Yeah, no, you are right. I thought you meant just for the inner outer border. And I totally forgot about the two that go on the inside. I'm always wrong. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Cindy. All right. I completely forgot. Dee Dee, thanks for making excuses for me. Hey, Miss Sheila. Too big and one little may fit in the hooping. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut another piece of fabric. 6 of them. Oh, thanks, Mary. Although, I don't know if I'd agree with you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so placements are done. What we're going to do is we are going to spray the backs of the batting. And then we're going to line them up. And then I'm going to add extra batting. Ah, Cindy, I'm so glad. Cindy, do you just save me every time? Good thing somebody can read the instructions. That would not be me. Okay, I'm going to fold this back. Fold this back. Fold these little itty bitties. And I do want this to be sprayed too, because that's going to come down. Ooh. I'll spray this. And then we will add some more batting. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, line that up. I'm going to push that down. Line this one up. So just line them up. And so we're looking for 7 inches on these, 5 inches on these. Let's call it 8 inches on these, the ones on the right. Or it doesn't make a difference which ones, but I already made these longer. Okay, got to add a little bit here. What do we need? Like 5 inches? I'll just lay the whole thing. Spray it. And I'll just abut it a little bit. It's like actually on top of the other one. What do you think? Are we going to need something right here? Just in case. Let's just put it down just in case. I don't think I will, but... Okay. Now we're going to pull this down on top. All right, looks good. Let's stitch. That's it. Pretty easy, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and we want to skip this and that. We're going to do the tack down at the very end. So I'm on the screen where I can just, I'll touch in the, so I'm in the blue. I'm going to touch until I get to the yellow. There's my tack down. You want to make sure you're in line. So, and remember, you're the boss. So if you need to scoot it over the tiniest bit, scoot it over. That's okay. That looks good right there. Go ahead and do your tack downs. And you can stop it. Like, I really have to go. This is going to be, you know, maybe this much further. I'll go down to the bottom of this, where the fabric is. That's where I'm going to, but we know that the fabric was what, 23 inches, so I don't have to, or 21 and a half. But I'll just go down here, and then we'll make sure everything is long enough. Here we go. Oops. What you don't want, I wouldn't do the burnt orange. And the reason for that is you're going to fussy cut to it. And for me, it just makes it harder on my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and put that, whatever. Let's see. I'm going to put this in so I can see how this stitches out. Let's see how pretty it is. This is a cotton. I don't usually embroider with cotton, but I want to check it out. Here we go. All right. I'm going to stop it when it gets to here. I'm going to cut. And then I'm just going to fast forward it. So I'm just going to hit plus 10s until it goes over to the other side. Perfect. And let's sew up the other side. Whoop. I'm going to stop, hit my cut button, and then on my screen I'm going to hit plus 10s. And I'll start stitching there. What's going on here? This little guy. Oh, that's as long as he is. Does the last line, oh, you know what? They all do. And I think that's because this is like a thicker cotton. Yeah, they all look really wonky. Not your eyes. You are correct. Make sure you hit your cut button. I'm going to hit plus 10s. I don't know what weight this thread is, but it's definitely thicker too. Yeah, look at it. Why it's stitching like that, I have no idea. But that is what we're going to trim. It's going to get encased in the seam anyways, so we're not going to see it. Hitting my plus 10s on my screen. Some plus 1s. All right, let's put our burnt orange in. We'll do the quilting, and then these will be done, except for the other two I have to do. Maybe I should choose a different hoop so I could run two of these next to the inner borders. I should get my big hoop. Huh, Cindy? How'd you like? Oh, what am I talking about? I don't have my big hoop yet. and just let it stitch. I am going to stop it here. I'll cut my thread, fast forward. Are you using the single needle throat plate or multi? I rarely put the single one on. The only time I use the single hole needle plate, the straight stitch needle plate, is when I'm piecing. And like sometimes even then I don't use it, but especially if I have issues with the very beginning of the fabric being forced down into the hole, then I'll switch out. Okay, gonna cut. All right, on my screen, I'm gonna hit plus 100. There we go. I'll do another plus 100. And, oh, that was perfect. Here we go. Oh my God, Dee Dee, that's impressive. I juggle like 10 projects at a time. And maybe like 10% get done. But maybe if Patrick and I start van lifing a little bit on the weekends, I can bring those, like, because I'm not going to bring all my stuff, but finishing UFOs would be great. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Hit my cut button. I'm going to hit plus 100. Plus 100. Plus 100. I'm going to hit plus 10s. Let me hit plus 1s. Let's see if I bounce up to the top. There we go. I actually finished one of my wallflower quilts because I was doing two. So I finished, do you like this? I didn't stitch down at all. Why? I don't know. Machine doesn't like that thread at all, does it? I know, right? Feels like Sunday. Or does it feel like Monday? What does it feel like, Donna? I'm going to cut. I'm going to hit 100 twice. 100, 100, plus 10. Let me hit ones. There we go. Yay, I'm glad you're doing the borders too. Are you doing the borders on this, Wanda? They must be done. When you're retired, every day is the same. I'm gonna load in my the outer border quilt is out. Oh, I didn't do this either. That's got to get done. That's the piece that goes behind the pennants. Oh man, I thought I was all done. This might be a sew it together next week project. And cut. And guess what? We're done with the, well, I mean, this could be my, these could be my 4 16 and a halves, which we have way more than that, but that's okay. Oh, actually, I need this to be my 18 because the other strip I have, I took a little chunk out of. So these are going to be semi-done. And now I'm going to go ahead and load the design and see what I can run on the side. So let's go ahead. We are going to go okay, home, okay. And let's run the outer border. Or, you know, I can always run this with the other two designs because this one is what, 4.5 inches wide. So we've got options. We've got options. So I'm going to go into embroidery. I'm going to do the outer borders. I'll worry about the other two 16 and a halves later on as well. I'm going to go down here to the pocket. Let's go up here. And there's our pumpkin design. So, how much do we need? We need 4 total. I can count. And then 2.5 by 18.5 and 2.5 by 22.5. And I'm running 2 strips, and that should cover all of that. So let's go here to, which one did I use on the other one? Let's see if I wrote it down. I've got to do a total of piece until I 45 inches. So I've got to do a total of 45 inches. That's where you do a little bit of math. So if we do 12, if we do 4 of these, that's an option. 4 of those. Or that's a little itty bitty. I could do my 9.5 by 14. I did mine in the 7 by 12. Okay. Let me go ahead and try this. See how much space I have. Set. Edit. Move. Scoot. Okay. And then make a copy. Center. I think I'd rather, unless I could sew that all together and make one long strip and 2 hoopings. Should I do that? And then do those two, my 2 16s. 16, 16. So I'd have to do like 3 hoopings of that. Let's do that because it'll fit. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. I think once I get I'm looking at your notes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and add. Means I'm going to have to sew my fabric together. And I'm going to stretch it out so it's even. Do you know what I mean? So right now he's not quite even with that. Set, edit, move. Because I'm fat. Oh, I don't know if I have enough space in between. Okay, let's take a peek. See if we have enough space. 200%. No, I need more space than that. Okay, so let's go with, should I do my 8 by 12? Let's come up here. 8 by 12. Okay. Gonna give me a little extra room. 100%. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Let's move it. All right. I want to see how wide that is. I'm going to delete this for a second and then I'm going to undo it. Let's see if it lets me bring it back. So this is 5.46 inches. The reason I wanted to do that is because I cut my fabric to 6.5 inches. So I wanted to make sure it was big enough to cover all of that. And now let's see if I can undo and bring that back. Okay, so I think we're good. I need to prep this fabric right now because I don't have that. So let me go ahead and I'm going to get my 8 by 12 hoop. I'm going to prep a little bit of fabric. I will be right back. Well, I'm here in the room, but I'm going to be running around for a second. I got this and if we pre-cut our strips, they need to be pre-cut strips. Pre-cut. How wide do they have to be if you pre-cut them? 1 inch and 1.5. So they have to be 1.5 inches. 2 hoopings with 4 at a time, 1.5 by 1.5. Should I cut it 2? 2 inches? Where's my ruler? One and a half. No. Let's cut them 2 inches. Okay. So I'm going to cut a 2-inch long strip. And then I'm going to sew it together. And we need 33 inches, right? All right. Here we go. And I should scoot that over. What do I have here? I'm going to sew these together on one end. Okay, I'm going to sew these together on my PQ. Hang on 1 second. Are you plugged in? Oh, it's not plugged in. Power. Let's go itty bitty. All right. Is this long enough? How long is this? I've got, oh yeah, this is plenty long enough. I've got, this is like 40 inches. So I just sewed together this strip. I'm just going to finger press this seam open. I could iron it, but finger pressing's good. When I say finger press, I mean fingernail press. All right, and I am going to get my 8 by 12 hoop. Let's get that. I'm just cutting a piece of muslin. It's going to be wide enough. I like 12 inches for my, maybe we'll go 12 and a half inches. Here we go. Okay, I think I'm ready now. What are you guys looking at? Okay, here is my 8 by 12 hoop. It's going to give me an extra inch in between, and that's going to be helpful. Oh, Cindy, I'm so glad you said something, or I would have been so mad when I went to go put it together. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have those 2 extra ones. It would have made me super grumpy. And then you know what happens when I'm stitching and I get grumpy? I throw it to the side and it becomes a UFO, never to be finished again. So you saved my project. All right, I'm going to roll up the bottom of this. All right, we are in. Let's come on over here. Gonna take this out. We can press that while we're at it. Hang on, Poppy's here. I didn't even get a hug. I didn't even get any love. Hi, Momo. All right. Should I space this out even more? I think I will take this one right here, and I am going to go move. I'm going to scoot him over, and I'm going to stretch him. I don't think it's going to make a difference that, oh, did you see him moving? I had the wrong one selected. This is what I want. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to stretch him a little bit because I want him to be the same length. It's a little too big. Okay, that's pretty good. This, I think that's too big. We'll just go with, ooh, you weren't seeing that, huh? Sorry. So I stretched him a little bit. He was like this, and I just pulled him up so it's going to be even when I do my hoopings. Patrick Mulligan, the love of my life, is back. And we were just waving at each other. Okay, let's go embroidery. Just in case something happens, I'm going to put it into memory and save it on the machine. And I'm going to do one more thing. You know what I'm going to do is the thread on this is going to be different than the quilting thread on this. So let me go ahead and hit return. I'm going to change this green color to a different color so it'll stitch all of those, and then it'll stop for when I get to this one here. So let's go edit, go to the colors, the color options, and we want this one right here. And this quilting color right here, I'm going to change it to something else. I'll just change it to purple. So I just chose a color down here. That way it'll stitch all of this because I'm going to color group. And then when it gets to that, it will stop. And I can change that to a different color thread without having to think about it in case I'm not paying attention, which happens to me. So now I can go embroidery. And now I can take this, and I'm going to go layout and color group. And that way it'll do all the placement, tack down, all of that. And then it'll wait. It'll do all of the pumpkin stitching, and then it'll wait for me to put a different color in for the, it'll wait for me to put in burnt orange. How's that? You guys got that? Let me see if anyone had any questions. Having to flip back and forth in the instructions. So that's why we do it, Cindy, right? Because it keeps us on track. Keeps us on track, my friend, when we stitch together. Because sometimes, I don't know. It's like cooking. Like sometimes I'm like, cooking seems like such a task. For me, the regular embroidery is not a task, but the borders are. But if I'm doing it with you guys and I have a date set up, then it's not as cumbersome for me. It's not as much of a chore. Okay. I've burnt orange in there. I'm going to do the placement lines for the batting. Let's do that first. And let's go ahead and get our spray tent. We're going to spray skinny. These are my skinnies. The one on the side. And then I have 2 inchers for these other ones. We've got 4 hoopings of this. Four hoopings together. We'll make it go fast. All right, here we go. Lay that down. You're unloading everything?
I'm almost done.
What's this? And then we'll do this. Oh my God, borders are so much fun. I'm trying to trick my brain. Isn't this fun, guys? We love borders. Oh my God, can't wait to do autumn acre borders. Those are so much fun too. Just keep telling yourself and then you'll start to believe it's true.
Whoa, what tiling scene is this? I love the colors.
You do? Did you hear Patrick just say that? I've never heard him say he loves anything I've stitched.
It's like
I forget what it's called already. Late afternoon, or what was it called? I need a brain transplant. Why can't my brain remember anything? All right, here we go. First, we're gonna lay this down. With my luck, I would get a worse brain, so I'll just keep the one I have. It's not so bad. Okay. I seriously didn't even get a hug from my dogs. They didn't even come in and run to me. Here we go. Lay this one down. Okay, now we need the fabric. This is for later. This is my burnt orange for the long skinny that I'm going to stitch all in one piece, and then I will cut it apart. And then here is my outer border. We should spool it out and see if we like it, because it is calling for camel, which is, did I drop it? No, here. It's calling for this. But should we do something more fun? Like, look at this. Ooh. Oh my God, so pretty. Or should we do this? This has a little more deeper gold in it. Ooh, it's gorgeous. Or should we go something that has, I think I'm leaning towards this one. When we do our next one, when we do cottontail, guess what? Borders first. We're going to do borders first. Should I do this? Oh. Oh my God. It's so beautiful. I think I'm going to do this one. That's my final decision. I'm trying to read your comments. Uh-oh. Momo. There, you guys happy? He's back. He's back. He's back and he's barking. Momo loves the sound of his own voice. Here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead. We're going to lay down the brown outer border all in one piece. I'm going to go a little bit above. I'm going to trim them away. I can move them over a little bit. There we go. There we go. Looks so good. And now we're just going to do the tack down. We'll do the tack down and then the quilting. And now let's lay down this one because Cindy reminded us, thankfully. What would I do without you? Plus, I always need you guys because you guys always catch stuff. Momo? Hey, no barking, buddy. Hi. Hey, buddy. We're going to skip steps. So we're going to skip all of that gold and that placement right there. I'm going to go into the yellow. Oh, we got to go here first. Sorry. Into the yellow gold. There we are. That is our tack down, but I'm going to go back because there. Okay, not the blue. Tack down. I'm going to leave my burnt orange. I'm going to kind of lay my hand across this as it stitches down. I wonder where my spatula is. And then we're just going to go ahead and do the quilting stitch. So we're skipping 2 and 3. We're only doing steps 1 and 4. And then the quilting, of course. Hi, buddy. Hi. All right, I'm going to put a different color because I want to be able to see it. I'll just put this in. That's what I'm going to be using for the quilting. For the, for these. And you got to have 1/8 of an inch outside of these tack downs. And here we go. I have this thread up here. That's what I'm going to be using. Oop. Hang on. Oh, there's my sweet spot. Okay. And then go ahead and do the quilting. And then we will rehoop. All right, looks adorable. Just perfect. Just a little bit of variegation. Ah, that looks so cute, the lettering. Just love it. All right, I'm gonna let this stitch. I'm gonna go check on my 10 needle. This is so sweet. I gotta tell you, this is like one of my favorite borders ever. Is it just so adorable? I just love it. Ah, the pumpkins. Okay, let's make sure it gets started and everything's fine. I'm getting ready to do a color change on my 10 needle. What's great about the fact that I changed it to purple, I can be in the other room and it will stop for that color change. So if ever you feel like you're not going to be completely attentive, then just change the color so it doesn't stitch it all out together if you're color grouping. So cute. Really, really sweet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put in my burnt orange, and we'll stitch down the next one.
Poppy is like waiting by the door. She's like, "Where are we going now?"
Oh man.
She loves it. Goes in and lays down and like
Right, we'll stitch this and then we're going to rehoop. This is to die for cute. Just adorable. Just love it. Not too bad. Each one of these hoopings is 15 minutes. Let's say it takes us, I don't know, 10 minutes in between. So we've got an hour and let's say 40 minutes. Let's call it 2 hours. I love that pumpkin border. That is just the cutest thing, and that thread looks so good. This is actually marathon thread. I love marathon, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to buy from them. But they have a really good variegated set. I should get it. It's nice to have a good variegated set. Dee Dee, have you thought about a brother machine? Oh, looks so good. Okay, I'm going to take this off and rehoop. Let's come on over here. Oh, do you see that over here? Here's my, this is, it's all stitches. But this is it late afternoon on the farm? Is that what it's called? So I will stitch not in order, but I will color group. Like if they're going to have similar colors, because then I feel like I'll have less changing of threads when they're up there. So that's what that's all about. Those are spectacular. Okay, we're gonna unhoop and then rehoop, and I gotta see how far down. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just pop it out. That's the thing with doing it this way. Doesn't matter. Just pop it out. Let's fold it back, trim it with our cutter by George, and then we're gonna rehoop again. So face up, fold all of this back, batting included. I'll turn it towards you a little bit. Get your trimmer by George, scoot it back, and then you're going to use your 60mm cutter and just cut it. That is ready to lay down. You're just going to rehoop and do your placement line. I don't know. Like I said, I've done it so many different ways. And at this point, I feel like this is the easiest, most accurate. But do whatever way makes you happy. Whatever feels good to you. Make sure your inner hoop is flush with your outer hoop. This is ready. Let's go ahead and put it back on the machine. We're not going to have to reload the design. We're going to use the same design for all the hoopings. We need 45 inches, so that's going to be 36, and then maybe another 10. 45 inches. All right. Go ahead and do your placement line. What do you do with all of these projects? Do you put them in your home or hang them in the shop? They're all in the shop. I am so bad at decorating, but someday I'm going to decorate. I used to decorate when I didn't work, and now you wouldn't even know. I leave that. I have pumpkins and they stay up all year. I have glass ones. No, if I can do it, because I'm in the mode, I'm gonna do the. I have to go to dinner for my father-in-law for his birthday, and then I'm gonna come home and do the borders for automakers. Gonna be the same kind of thing. Okay, we got to spray again. So let's go ahead. I have a little bit of this on here. You can ask. Don't worry about asking. Last week, I was not up for stitching. I just got home every night and I was so sick and tired. So today, I call today the first day that I'm really, really, really starting to feel better. So I'm a little bit behind. And this has been how long have I been sick? I've been sick since before 4th of July. So just trying to get back on my feet again. I'm going to use some of the short pieces. I'm just going to abut them. So yeah, I'm behind. I am. Doing my best. All right, here we go. I'm going to take these first. Let me swing these around. Did I ever see a doctor? I did not. Actually, I went to the doctor. I think I went to the doctor for something else. I feel like, I don't know what's been going on with me. It's probably because I work too much. But which way am I doing this? Always put it right side up. Just know to put it right side up. So I kind of get the same cold every time. And I told myself if I wasn't well this week that I was going to go to the doctor. But because Patrick's been hounding me to go to the doctor, I'm like, but I feel a little bit better every day. And my brother is a general internist, so I called him and I kind of get this lung thing. I don't think it's taken me this long to get over it before. But so I'm going to spray. I'm going to spray this side. Got to get oriented. And I'm asthmatic, so I'm weak in the lungs to begin with. I always joke that if it was like the Victorian age, I would definitely be somebody who would die from consumption. Okay, here we go. So, but I went to the doctor. Oh, you know why? It was the weirdest thing. I was at the store one night working late, and then my elbow started to hurt. And by the end of the night, within 2 hours, I had this total staph infection on my elbow. So I went to the doctor for that, and we gave me something and it cleared up. But I've been kind of a hot mess. All right, here we go. We're going to lay this down. Bring it up here. Get this in line, your batting. in line with the stitch out, and then go ahead and lay this down. I'm gonna have to, I cut some other pieces, so I'm gonna lay those down too. Get your next one, get it in line, just lay it down. Okay, so those are laid down. Now we're going to take the fabric. Let's flip over the fabric. Well, we got to fill this all in too. Keep in mind, I am not washing these. Well, maybe if I put them out and somebody throws up on them, maybe I'll wash it then. But these are just decorative. So if I was really doing these, and I would probably stitch or use my batting tape. But right now I'm just going to overlap them a little bit. Using muslin. Well, those are two very different things, the muslin and the SF101, and I don't use one in place of the other. Like when it calls for fusible woven, I use fusible woven. So I will use the muslin more in place of the no-show mesh. That would be more of where I'm subbing it. And I didn't SF101 these. Yes, if you want to SF101 these, go for it. I did not. A lot of times I don't SF101 my border strips. Here we go. All right, you ready? It would be, you'd do the comparison between the no-show and then the muslin. I think no-show is more expensive. I could be wrong. All right, so we're going to skip the next two groupings of step. That's going to be the tack down and trim for the batting. That's going to be placement for the background. Ours is already laid down. We're going to go straight to the tack down for the background, which is going to be this yellow gold. And now I'm going to back it up because I want to make sure I don't miss any of that. This will go to the previous, and that's what I want. It's right over here. And I'm going to back this up a little bit. And we are just going to stitch. And it's going to do the tack down. I could not live without my SF101, and I could not live without my my muslin. I maybe could live without my no-show. I really don't use a lot of no-show, but sometimes that's the perfect stabilizer. Could not live without my dissolve away. What grade of muslin do you use? Honestly, I don't even know what grade it is. I always tell myself, I don't have to buy the most expensive. I'm definitely not going to buy the cheapest either. So I think it's, I mean, I don't even know if it says what grade it is. Because people have asked me that. And they asked me what the stitch count was too. I was like, I don't even know. I just know it works beautifully. I get it from E.E. Shank. They're the ones that distribute Maywood fabric, which is Kimberbell fabric. Kimberbell is made by Maywood. Usually I have a bolt. I could show you the top of it, but I don't know what it is, but they sell the, is it the star muslin? They sell it in a white and a natural. And for some reason, my rep said the natural was discontinued and then it was back again. So, but now I don't see it again. So I'm just getting the white. And now we do the gorgeous stitching. You should try what we have. Like, get yourself, a yard or 2 yards or 5 yards and see how you like it. I love that it's 90-inch. So if I wanted to do like just a quilt backing, like a wall hanging, I'll use it for something like that too. And stitch away. While it's stitching, I am going to go load my multi-needle. All right, 10 needle is going too. We're needling on every machine. Oh, this is so cute. Dee Dee, I need a nap too. So E.E. Shank was the supplier for Joann's. So I wonder if it's the same stuff that you guys love. Okay, let me get my strips ready. After this, we'll have 2 more hoopings. Wait, I'll be done with the orange. Because if we do, they're what? 12 inches, 36, and we only needed 33. So I think we'll be done with the orange if I do 1 more. And we'll have to keep going with the brown. I love using up all my scraps. Do I need more? I think I need more 1 inch though. Here we go. There's 1 more piece. I think that'll be long enough. That one. I'm going to use a bunch of these little itty bitties. Mary, I think you'll love the bolt. All right, I'm going to change out my thread. I'm going to put in my burnt orange, and then we'll do our little 1 inch strip. Here we go. How are you, Miss Kim? I should prep my Automakers fabric right now, shouldn't I? Because 2:34, 3:34, we'll probably go to dinner at my in-laws at 5:30. As soon as this is done, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do my Autumn Acre ones. I've just got to prep them. Kim, you haven't done your borders? Come on, these aren't bad. And they're so rewarding because look how cute they are. Are those like the cutest ones you've ever seen in your entire life? Those pumpkins with their little curly cues? So what are you just, is everything just waiting for the borders? All right, come on, let's cut. Let's cut and rehoop. Not a big deal. And if you don't have a trimmer by George, don't worry about it. You can still do this. You're just going to fold it back, and you're going to be very careful with that fold, making sure you don't accidentally cut it, okay? Here, I'll do one without. Sorry, you have that angle. You're going to always have it face up. You're going to flip back the top fabric and the batting. Flip that back. And just grab your ruler and put it on the edge. And just make sure that nothing is hanging past. Don't be fold greedy. Don't be so greedy with that fold that you've got to, here, can you see that? I'm just looking and making sure none of that fold, that the ruler is completely over the fold. You can move your ruler too as you cut. Okay, that was without my trimmer by George. It's perfect. You just have to be careful. Be a little more careful. Holy mess. Who did this? Who made this mess? Okay, we're going to rehoop. Kim, you need a manservant that can finish your projects for you. Mine is belligerent. He won't finish. Oop. The little ball always goes to the top. Perfect. Let's go ahead and put it back on the machine. 2 more hoopings. 1 more hooping of the orange. How you doing? Hopefully you guys are stitching with me and getting your borders done. Background stitching is so cute. Sylvia, I really think background stitching is worth it. Do you not tighten down your hoop? I do, but this is sized and tight right now. So I can't really, if I tighten it anymore, I'd have to crank it. So it's perfectly sized right now for this. So I could use my hoop tightener, but I would be probably damaging it. Okay, do your placement line. Yes. So my process is hoop it, hand tighten it, pull out all the wrinkles, and then screwdriver tighten it. But it's not necessary because this is as tight as I can go. The reason I bumped up to my 8x12 is I needed a little bit more width. So you could do it, but you can't do all 3 of these in a hooping. It was just too tight. That's why I bumped up to the, that's why I went to the 8x12. I needed just a little bit more. You know, it's like Spinal Tap. I needed an 11. I only had 10. All right, while that is stitching, and I'm going to use that, but first we're going to use what we have here. Always put it right side up. Right side up. And then you're going to flip this back. Batting and backing fabric. Do not spray the right side of your fabric. Be careful. Flip it back like a dramatic scarf. Okay. And try to protect, and try not to get it over here either. I gotta tell you, spraying is one of my super skills. That's what I say, and then I'll go crazy sometimes. This spray bottle is so primed and prepped. I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to spray this just about 12 inches. I can't wait to get the new Avenir hoop too. That thing is sweet. All right, let's go ahead and lay this down. Let me put this here out of the way so I can see. Pull it back. All right, here we go. Line it up. Line your batting up with this and just pull your batting down. Oh my God, I'm like heavy breathing right now. I must be very relaxed. All right, now your strippy strips. I'm looking underneath, making sure I have... Oh wait, we want more. You want more. Fill in all of that. Hang on. Spray this strip. You want to fill the whole thing in. I'm fine if it overlaps. It'll stitch out beautifully. Nobody will know. Just you and me. We're the only ones. What's this over here? Like that. Is this big enough? Oh yeah, let's put this down. If you're going to be washing this and you're going to be like, oh, wrong side, then use your batting tape. Like, do it official. Make it legit. But me, no. That's just going to be decorative. Although I've been using my America Land That I Love pillow in my room here. I'm like, ooh, this is kind of comfy on my back. Here we go. All right. You guys ready? We're going to go to the next step. Next step is I'm going to tension the turquoise. And I'll fast forward until I get to the yellow. There we are. Hi, Momosita. Hi. Hello, buddy. Hi. I missed you. I missed you. Yes. Did you have so much fun? Love you. Okay. 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 Now. Make sure that this fabric doesn't get pushed over to the left. Sometimes it'll get buckled and pushed over. All right, we are ready to do the quilting. Let me put in my gorge variegated for the pumpkins. And then we have one last tubing. Wasn't so bad. I feel as though I need to do the, that last one, the background for the pennants. I feel like if I lose steam now, it just might not happen. You know how that is, right? Okay, here we go. So I am going to stitch out the, where's my little bookie book? I will stitch this one out too right now. Let's get it done. You need a 16.5-inch hoop. If you don't have a 16.5-inch hoop, before quilting, cut the autumn banner. Trim the quilted block to its 4.5 by 16.5 standard size. I wonder if you just do it in 2 different hoopings. You could just do one hooping like this, and it doesn't have to connect, and then another hooping. And I would just do it in 2 different hoopings. Don't worry about it. Don't worry if it's not continuous. Part of me is thinking, I should just do mine in 2 different hoopings. But I do have a 10.5 by 16-inch hoop, so I will go ahead and hoop that one up. Here we go. Still stitching. Okay, so here is my 10.5 by 16 snap hoop. Here's the batting and fabric I'm going to need for the pennant. And then while I'm going to put this to the side, and then while that is going, why don't we go ahead and trim this up. So this should be 16.5 and then 18.5. Let me look. Oh yeah, mine's like 20 inches. So we have plenty of extra. How about I put away some of this thread, huh? Rotary cutter, thread. I've made a fine mess. I'm going to cut this away. I'm going to spray it from this side, and I'm going to press it in the direction of the borders. Okay, let's change out our thread. We just need to put in the burnt orange for the last strip. And I think that one's going to be done. Not too bad. And then we'll have one more hooping of just the brown. Let's just make sure nothing's curled under either. Everything looks good. We should put away some of this thread, huh? I am outgrowing my drawer. Outgrowing my thread drawer. And when you trim them down, oh, it's done. Okay, we'll trim this in a minute. Let's rehoop. Looking good, right? Is that adorable? So I'm just doing them all in one long strip and then we'll cut them apart. All right, let's unhoop. Let's rehoop. First, we're going to trim that back. And since I do have a trimmer by George, I'm going to use it. Always put it face up and flip everything back. Grab your trimmer by George and your 60 millimeter rotary cutter and cut. I don't think I did a very good job with that one. There we go. Better. Okay, we're going to rehoop in our 8x12. This is going to be our last one. You guys did it. You hung tough. Your borders are going to be done. You're going to have a completed project because the rest of it will be easy. All right. Make sure everything's flush. Pull out any puckers that you might have, but don't pull so hard that you're distorting. We are hooped and ready to go. Let's take this to the machine. Last one, and I think in this case, let me measure I'm going to measure the orange. I think we should have, we need 16 and a half and 16 and a half. So we need 33 inches. See if we have it. We have 34 inches. So we do not need to do any more of the orange. I'm going to actually remove that. So we're going to go okay. Okay. Return. It's already got the red around it, so that means that's selected, and delete. And now we're just left with those. Embroidery. And once you go out, your color group goes away. So when you come back into your layout screen, you have to color group again. And we're going to go right here where we can go forward and backward stitches. Let's go ahead. I'll lay this up here. And one more placement stitch. I need 45 inches. This is going to give me more like 48 inches. Let's just stitch it. I'd rather have more than not enough. So cute. And while we're doing that, we can trim these up. So when you trim these, you're going to go 1/8 of an inch outside the tack down stitch. So just put your ruler down on there. So there is 1/8 of an inch outside, and that's where you're going to cut. Okay. And I will adjust my ruler as I go. Just cut a little bit at a time. Take that 1/8 inch, adjust it. Let me finish this one and then I'll come over there. So that's what it should look like. 1/8 of an inch outside that, and then we'll do the same over here, and we'll cut 1/8 of an inch, and it should be, actually, well, what you're going to do is then you'll flip it over, and now we're going to trim, so this is 1.5 inches. So just trim it to 1.5 inch after that. All right, let's hoop up. Oh, I'm unprepared. I didn't prepare my fabric. You need 2 orange borders that are longer. We already did those. Yeah. So we did our orange borders. So these are all really long. So these are more like 20 inches, and then I'll just cut them down. So, and then the ones that we just did, I think it came out to 34 inches, and we'll cut those down to 16.5 each. So I made mine a little bit longer. I'd rather have a little bit longer and cut them down than not have enough. Did you do 16.5 inches on the first 4 or 18? Yeah, I will cut them down to the 16.5 inches. We just haven't done it yet. Alrighty. Look at me talking about it like I know what I'm doing. I didn't even realize I needed 4 of the 16.5, and then Cindy set me straight. Let's just put it that way. All right. We are going to do, and you know what I'm going to do just to get this out of the way? I'm going to cut the orange one off. I'm just going to cut right down the center here. And then I won't deal with that hanging over the edge. Yeah, I was going to just do 4. And then Cindy's like, don't you need 4 of the, and I was like, no, I only need 2 of those and 2 18. And then I was like, oh my goodness, I forgot that I needed the ones that go in between the sections. So glad she said something, or else I would have just, I would have gotten to that step where you have to sew it all together and put the inner borders on, and I would have been like, oopsies. And then I would have been demotivated. I'd be like, I don't feel like doing borders anymore. I'm bordered out. So I'm glad I'm just doing it all right now. Cutting this one off here. And this one I'll cut down to 16.5 inches. These are going to be the ones that go in the middle. Okay, so I have to press this out and trim it. All right. This is what we're putting down now. Here we go. One more hooping because we need 45 inches. And then we'll cut these down. At least that's what I have on mine. I'm just going to do one more complete hooping of the 12. Rather have more than not enough. Always put it right side up. If you get confused, right side up. I'm going to flip this back. You guys, I need as much help as I can get. Yeah, I need reminders, and I need you to set me straight. Put these back. Put that little nubby guy back. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course I know what I'm doing. Here we go. Last hooping. Oh my God, we did it. Well, semi-last hooping because we still have to do the background for the pennants. Great. Okay, get it lined up. Here we go. And this one, don't want it too close. Okay, now I'm going to need a little extra for over here. Uh-oh, look at this one too. I feel like that's going to be enough. That's enough. I'm not going to worry about that little part. But I'm going to have to put a piece right here. Let's do that. How about this? How about this guy? Let me cut it. Cut it. That is not my hair. That looks like violet. Okay, I'll give that a little shot of spray. I'm going to lay it down. Overlap it. I want this further to the right because sometimes if it gets pushed to the left, it gets a little bubble in there. All right, now we're going to pull the fabric down. Here we go. Smooth it down over. Make sure you have at least 1/4 of an inch to the right and to the left. All right, we are good to go. We're going to skip some steps because we just want the tack down. So I'm going to go right in here in the blue. That's placement. Placement. Tack down. There we go. And let's do the tack down. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So excited to be done. It was so much fun, wasn't it? Borders are so much fun. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Shouldn't complain. At least it was so ridiculously adorable. And now we're just going to do the quilting. Let me put in my gorge thread. And while it's doing that, I'm going to trim the other one. Ooh, he traveled all the way up here. I'm glad you suggested variegated thread, Cindy. I was just going to go with what was recommended, and this thread makes me so happy. All right, let it stitch. While it's stitching, I'm going to go ahead and finish trimming out the 4 that I had done. These, we're going to finish trimming those first. Then we can trim that one too. Okay, so cut each one of these down, and then we'll worry about cutting down to the 16 and a half and the 18 and a half. Okay, so 1/8 of an inch from one side, flip it 1.5 inches over. All right, it's got one more row of pumpkins to do. This is done. This is done. All right, let's go ahead and press this strip. How are you guys doing? Did I leave it open? I know. You should see what I do at the store. You think that's bad? I leave like box cutters on the floor. Open. I'm like, oh, I like to live dangerously. Okay, let's press this one out. Throw this away. What do we have here? Can we use this for anything? Is it big enough for a 4x4 hooping? Of course it is. Don't throw it away. You guys know I engage in risky behavior. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Meant to not do that. I want to push it back. Okay, let's trim this one down. Oh, I used burnt orange on the tack down. Or did I not? No, I didn't. Hard to see in some of these spots. Where the variegation is like orange. Do your best. Your best will be good enough. Whoop. All right, and then 1.5 inches over from that, and guess what? We are done. I'm going to measure this and just make sure we have enough that it's going to measure that 45 inches. But it looks so good. I can't even tell where the joins are. They're so amazing. Amazing! Let's go ahead and trim this down. And then we'll cut this down later on when I'm ready to assemble, which I'm not ready to assemble right now. I'm tired. We've been at this all day, and I stitched all day yesterday. All right, so this is, how long is this? Just about 34 inches. So we'll cut this down. This will be, I'm going to keep these together. These are going to be the inner border ones, the ones that'll separate the sections. I'm going to leave that for this. And then we'll cut these down to the 16 and a half and then the 18 and a half. So these are finished, complete. Let's look at these. So our final sizes are going to be, what do we have here? 22 and a half and 18. So that's we only needed, that's like 41, right? That's 41 inches. So we are going to have plenty of extra with this. So I'm going to go ahead and press those and I'll trim those. Same thing. You're going to go 1/8 of an inch outside of one line and then you'll flip it and you'll go 2.5 inches from that edge that you cut. In the meantime, one last stitch out. Let's do it. We got it in us, right? Kind of not, but I'm going to do it anyways because we are winners. We do things other people aren't willing to do, which makes us winners. Just kidding with you. That's what I tell myself. I always tell myself, I'm a winner. I'm going to do one more thing that other people wouldn't do. That's what I always tell myself. That's how I keep myself motivated. Embroidery. Where's my bookie book? I'm getting sleepy. It's time for a nap. I've not looked at your notes at all. Let me see. Hopefully you're just talking amongst yourselves. Need to finish. Apple basket. Moving you all to the kitchen. Oh, pork chops. Oh my God, Renata. I love pork. Might be my favorite. Okay. Squeeze rotary. Start the salmon and asparagus. Great job. Okay, we're all caught up. I was just reading your comments, making sure nobody needed me, that there was no help you needed. And we are going to put in floral 22 4x6. Oh, guess who didn't send that over? Guess who didn't do it? Oh, no, that looks like it. Guess who did do it? I'm like shocked. I'm completely shocked right now. All right, let's choose our hoop size. When did I do that? Wow. I'm really impressed. Set. And I'm going to take it and snug it all the way over. I'll put my hoop on. Hoop on. Okay, just put my hoop on. So machine knows it's on there. I'm going to go embroidery. And I'm going to go layout, move, and move it all the way over. And it will stop because I have this on, okay? Okay, first thing it wants to do is it wants to do the placement line. He doesn't look very snug, does he? Okay, pull outward. Good enough. Placement. Here we go again. Oh my goodness. If you guys weren't here, I would have stopped like 2 hours ago. I'd be like, I'm tired. No more stitchy. But I want to get through this. You motivate me. Let's spray. Sorry, I needed to move my box lid. This looks so much bigger. This looks huge. That's huge. Okay, I do not need it that big. Why is it that big? That's what they told us to cut it to. This just needs to be 4 inches by... What does it need to be? 4 inches by 16 inches. I'm going to cut this down because I do not want to do the tack down and trim. So I'm going to do 4 1/4 by 16 1/4. Sorry, I'm not moving my camera over here. Great. What is this? Oh, I gotta take off a good inch. At least an inch. Let's see how it is now. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's a little big, but I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm going to give it a little shot of spray on the bumpier side. I'm thirsty. Are you guys thirsty? I feel as though my manservant should have heard my cries for hydration and maybe run to bring me something.
Hey, do I need to go get something for Tom?
Well, we only got him one thing.
Which was what?
We got him one gift card because Kai tried to go to the Grand Sierra and get him something, and they don't sell them.
So can we get one online?
Maybe.
So he got him one from
La Cucina. Okay, I'm gonna spray this too.
Should I
our Patrick's mom and Tom, they love La Cucina. We always say like that. Sorry, I'm just cracking myself up.
Should I run to
La Cucina?
the Atlantis?
You could, but I think the same thing. You gotta call him first because Kai was saying, is this big enough? Is my batting too big and my background fabric is not big enough? Okay, here we go. Smooth it. Smooth it. There we go. What's next? We're going to skip some steps. We're going to skip that. We probably should have done the placement for the background, but I'm going to trust that I laid it down perfectly. And I'm going to go, oh, see this? Doesn't work if you're not in the right screen, which is this screen. Not working now either. Maybe it's the like sticky fingers I have. There we go. Ooh, that looks like super close. I'm hoping it's gonna work. I'm just gonna ooh, we have plenty of fabric over here. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to trim that other side. Because there is, like, not much extra. Well, maybe somebody should have done the background placement line. But it's okay. It's all going to work. Are you coming back after dinner? Oh man, maybe. Who knows? Maybe I'll get my second wind. All right, what color should we do? Because this is asking for W. And I think W was, is that stone? It was a color I didn't have. And guess what? It was a color that, when we put together the thread kit, we put it together based on the glide thread kit. And that stone was not in there. Yeah. So it is stone. Stone. I did go through and I was like, oh, I need stone. And I brought mine home. I know that doesn't help you. Good luck finding it, Jeannie. Just because you have it here doesn't mean... Oh, I see it. Ta-da! It's kind of this like really pretty. It's like a grayish. It's not gray. It's not tan. So I'm gonna use that. You guys, I cannot believe that I can't believe that I persevered and I'm doing this block right now. Because every fiber in my being says, stop! Go eat potato chips! That's what my brain is saying. But for some reason, I have a little willpower right now. There's part of me that's saying, if you don't finish this now, you are never going to finish it. Isn't that sad? All right, here we go. Or should I use... Hang on a second. Should I do this instead? Cindy Lehman, what do you think, girlfriend? I mean, that would be so pretty. You know what? I'm going to go with the stone because I've never used stone before. Got your bed made? Is it bedtime? Are you on the East Coast? I don't make my bed. Patrick and I are not bed makers. Because we're just going to mess it up. Okay, I'm feeling regret. I need this. That's not doing it for me. Since I just did a little itty bitty, I'm going to go ahead and take this out. I'm going to go back because Hala Shimmer makes me holla holla because it's so gorgeous. I'm going to put this in. And I'm just going to stitch right over the ones I did. Sometimes a girl needs a little bit of bling. This is 6008. I think it's light gold. It's light gold, but it's all gorge. All right, back to the beginning. How do you go back to the beginning of this step? Just hit the up arrow. Haha, that is funny, Renata. Oh, new sheets. Oh God, I love new sheets. I'm always sleeping in crumbs because we give the dogs dental chews and we give them to them in bed at night, and Patrick always gives it to them at the top of the sheets, like right where they turn under. So I feel like I'm always sleeping in dog crumbs. I should suggest that the manservant go make up my bed. That I would like fresh sheets, please. You know what? Cindy, it needed it. I started doing this stone and yeah, I was okay. But this is fabulous. Ooh, so you saw somebody stitch the pumpkin patch on this part? So many options. I should be pressing my pumpkin borders, but I think it's good enough. Oh, Mary, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, so they just did like the pumpkins like right on the bottom and then the pennants like hung up above. That's a great idea. Oh, I love that. I think this is all I'm going to do. I'm going to stitch this out and then I'm going to be done with it. I'm going to turn off my machine. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to stuff something in my face. And I don't know if I have it in me to do automakers tonight. We'll see if I get a second win when I get home from dinner. All right. Isn't that gorge? So that is the, that's 6008 Hollow Shimmer. It looks so good. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me. We got done our inner borders, our outer borders, our inner borders, and then this is the background piece for those pennants. Hoping this week I can put it all together. If not, then next week we'll see let me see what I can get done this week. At the end of the week, I'll let you know what we're going to be working on. And please always just join us for Sit and Sew. You do not have to work on what we are working on. You can just join us for some good conversation and some inspirational sewing. And that's going to be it for tonight. I will see you tomorrow from the store. Have a great night. And I will see you later. Bye.